Changing the oil on my wife's 2019 Volkswagen Atlas. This is the second time I've changed the oil in this particular vehicle that's in our lineup. And when I mean lineup is, I think I have 8 engines in total that I do oil changes for around our little property here. But anyway, this one was due, and it's the most frustrating one. I'm in the process here of changing this thing out. Thanks for joining me, by the way. And I got to go through my bucket of goodies just to be able to access the drain plug. It has a plastic skid plate that goes underneath the bottom of this thing. It's back there somewhere. I'm really tempted not to put it back on this time. You know, I forget what this particular car needs in between my oil changes, because it's not American. So of course everything's, well, I take that back. There's some things on the American, like my Ford truck, that require standard and millimeter, but anyway, metric, but that's not the point. I have to bust out my goodie bucket of crap that I never use. Like, look at this. I'm busting out these hex-headed sockets, and this is the pile right here that I've went through that doesn't work on the oil filter canister thing. So it requires, it's a plastic cap. I'm going to show you what it looks like here in a minute. But or you can use like a hex head socket or tool to unscrew it. Not to mention, check this thing out. Okay, look, that's the oil drain plug right there. That's the oil drain plug. This thing. I don't think I've ever used a 19mm socket for anything else other than this oil drain plug or the old 10mm. But like, you know, I gotta dig through my goodies. You know, like, for example, see, this is the kind of, I have to pull this bin out and it has this stupid thing in it. Like, what you give me, can you tell me what you would use this for? That is about as worthless as all the other little sockets I have in this bin. But anyway, at least the back portion of this thing is drained right now. So let's see here. Let's see if you can get up in this thing with me. That's going to be the oil filter canister that I'm going to have to pull off. So how about we do this so I don't make a mess? How about I put that socket back on the oil pan here? Let's take you around. I'm going to get stuck. And that's the other cool thing is I have to jack this thing up, you know, and get some jack stands up under here with me just to crawl up under here with it. It's not too sketch because the tires are still on, and if it did give out, it wouldn't be squished or anything, thankfully. But I have to jack the thing up just to get up under here, which I'm not complaining. It's not a car or anything like that. That would be even worse, but we're gonna get up under here like this. Make this real difficult on myself. Oh, I did it. Dropped it in this hot oil. Dang it. I'm making a mess down here, folks. That's all right. I'm gonna continue making a mess. That's all I needed. I needed a different angle, that's all. Anyway, that's going back on now. I'm gonna get my handy dandy messy hands. I gotta get some wipes. I'm gonna go get some wipes real quick. I have got oil dripping all over myself. Just gonna wipe this down real good, like. This out of the way. We're gonna give this guy a little snug real quick, you know what I mean? Just right down there somewhere. Can you see it? So we'll torque this bad boy down to about 100, maybe 200 foot-pounds. You know, make it where it's real nice that I don't get this thing off next time. That's a joke. I'm just gonna get a little snug, you know, just a little right there. That's all she wants. That's all she wants. You don't want to give her much more than that right there, because God forbid I have to take this thing somewhere to get the oil change next time. I would really hate to do that. So we have got the oil bolt back in, drain bolt back in, nice and snug. I don't remember how I did this last time. I think it was a little Allen key or one of these little socket, little hex head socket there, so that just fit right up in there. Of course, I can't find the right size now because, you know, if I didn't need the socket, the thing would be slapping me in the face right now if I didn't need the socket. So it's certainly not a shortage of sockets. Like I said, I don't remember which one what size I used last time. One of these sockets has got to work. One of these big dogs. Let's see here. What was that's standard stuff there. I bet it's going to call for metric. What do you think? I got some big metric. What's that? Man, you couldn't put the word China any bigger on that socket, could you? Lord knows, who knows where I got that one at. All right, I think this is got to do the trick here. All right, you got to make me bust out this. Oh, that was it. Look at that. This whole time is all I needed. See? This is all you need right here for your 2019 Volkswagen Atlas. Is a 3/4 inch drive ratchet extension and an 1.7/16 socket here that I've had in the toolbox that I probably bought 30 years ago for one project, never needed it again. And that thing came off smooth as butter. Now here's the thing. You just got to crank her over a couple times. Get them threads nice and loose. Get right here to the end. So not only can you torque your tractor trailer tires with this bad boy, you can take off the plastic cap off your Volkswagen Atlas oil filter. Okay, this is the fun part. Let her drain out a little bit. Oh, here she comes. Make sure that hose gets right in my way. And there we go. Boom. So anyway, how's y'all's evening going? Afternoon, morning, whatever it is. Oh, this is me not strategizing this correctly underneath this car. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a VW oil filter cartridge canister thing. I'm really glad they put it together like this. You know, I'd hate for a normal oil filter to be up under here. That would just be too boring. All right, so we got the new oil filter back in there. This old one right here just popped right out. Got this bad boy back in there. We're just gonna screw it on up. Oh, you know what? My gosh, Nick, I almost forgot. There's a gasket that goes on this. Silly me for almost missing the gasket. And that's cool. It comes with directions. And we're going to read these directions and see what they say. Okay? We'll make sure to get oil all over it first. It says, follow along with me here. It says, 3 keys to a successful oil change. Get rid of your 2019 Volkswagen Atlas and buy a 2019 F-150 for your wife. Okay. No. Replace every O-ring with equivalent O-ring provided. Check. Apply film of clean oil to any replacement O-ring prior to installation. Kind of knew that. Be sure to place the new O-ring in the correct groove on the filter housing or cap. Torque the housing cap to meet your car manufacturer's specification. Don't worry. Not only are we going to meet the car specifications, we're going to exceed them. Anyway, moving on. We got the O-ring. We'll put a little Earl on it. I mean, thank gosh I've got my Castrol Edge fully synthetic Eurocar. This is what they recommended. Eurocar. Send Eurocar right back to you, buddy. Oh, look at that. It's got a nice little extra layer there. Because gosh knows we need something to get in our way when we're changing oil. So we'll do the old little finger dipstick there. Get that nice and lubed up. Just a nice little thin film is what the directions told us. Those directions came out of that box like a Cracker Jack box. You remember those old boxes, those old Cracker Jacks? I'm sure they still have those, right? I know as a kid, man, those used to be the coolest things. And they'd be the crappiest little toy. Remember that? Be the crappiest little toy. I'd be so happy to get something out of that box. Oh, goodness. Okay, so we're going to put this thing around, make sure it gets in the groove. We're going to want to get that old one out first. Let's take that off for a second. This is going to require a little tool action. Be right back. Okay. All right. We've got the little hook. We're gonna pull this old O-ring out. Pull it out of the groove. I should have done that to begin with. But that's okay. It's off now. That's the old one. Okay, we're gonna slide this puppy back on. Or continue to slide the new one around into its groove. And she's in. Okay, snap that dude back in place there. We're done, ready to go. There's another little O-ring on the top there that I need to make sure I get some oil around that one. Okay, I went ahead and put a little oil in the bottom of the canister too, just so it doesn't just crank over on with nothing in it. But I think it ain't like your typical oil filter canister where you can get a bunch in there before you screw it on, because there ain't much holding that. There ain't but a little bit of room on the bottom of this lid right here. So that's about as tight as I can get it with my fingers. Let's give her a little nudge here. The old 3/4. This is such overkill, man, but you know what? It's working. Okay, we just gave her a little snug. We didn't over tighten it. Like I said, I've done this vehicle before in the same fashion. Even though I don't remember using it this way. I don't remember using it with this setup, but hey, it worked. Okay, we're gonna go topside now because I'm tired of being down here. We're gonna put some oil up in it, check the levels, start it up, and then we'll put this thing back together on the bottom side. Okay, I gotta check real quick. We got the oil filter canister lid back on, and we got the drain plug nice and smooth, or nice and snug. Okay. The old liquid death. All right, so I just need to get my oil or my funnel, and this dude takes, I think, 6.1 quarts, if I'm not mistaken. 6.1 quarts, which I have 6 quarts exactly to put on it. I don't know where that extra 0.1 is going to come from right now, because we only have exactly 6 quarts of this fine formula of Edge Eurocar oil, OW30. Okay, I'm back. Got my funnel. We are going to start to top this off. Now, here's the cool thing about Volkswagen. If you look at this, let me see if I can show you. Can't just be an opening. Somehow you gotta get around. I don't know what all this is extra stuff is for, but it really makes the oil fun and challenging to get in there. So here we go. Coat number 1 going in, minus the little bit I had to put into the oil filter there. Here we go. All right, it's actually filling up pretty nicely. We have got all 6 quarts in. And we're gonna button that dude up. Clean that off. All right. And since I changed the air filter last oil change, which was about 5,000 miles ago, air filter should be in good shape. Then I'm gonna turn the car over real quick, check that, and then check it again. I'll check the oil on the dipstick, turn the car over, shut her off, check the oil again on the dipstick. Man, that went right through the rag, didn't it? Well, it's showing that I've got some in there. That's a good sign. All right, that means we're not bone dry anymore. Okay, let's get this off. Give her a quick start. All right, we let it run for a minute. Let's check the dipstick again. Wipe that off. It's kind of funny how these front-wheel drive vehicles sit in the engine bay. Transmission to the side, everything's just right up here. I will give Volkswagen this. This is a nice engine bay to work in. All right. Showing that I'm a little low. Let's give it a second. So, that's pretty much it. This is definitely not a how-to. Well, I'll just say this. This is not a very clean how-to. I'll kind of show you here in a minute what it looks like to put that stupid skid plate back on this thing. I keep calling it a skid plate. It's just a piece of plastic that... Oh, we're getting closer to the hash marks. All up under there, put that plastic aerodynamic wing system back together on the bottom. But that's the piece of that thing over there. That thing's got to come back and then press up in here, and there's 14 or 16,000 bolts that got to go back on just to hold it together, because you know we got to save aerodynamics. Remember, the less drag, and you know what I'm saying. Okay, anyway, this is looking good. This isn't the most exciting part. There's a bunch of bolts up here that you got to find and take off, and they're relatively easy to get to, with the exception of like one or two. And those one or two that are kind of a pain in the butt to get to, I just didn't put those back on. I know, but you know, it's for my own benefit. So when I crawl back up in here the second time, third time, fourth time to change the oil, it's one less thing I got to hassle with, if you know what I mean. All right, we're gonna button this thing up. So this dude just kind of slides back up in here like this, or it did before, and I think it snaps in. Oh yeah, I see it now. Kind of does this opposite thing. Kind of got to get the tab. There it is. There it is. Then we got to get one of these big bolts right there. Now that I got it kind of in the spot, and I think one of those dudes. Nice. What else I got? I got something here. Thought I had more of those bolts. Man, I know there's more than two of those things. Those big ones. What do I do with them? All right, you know what? If it pops up, it pops up. It'll pop up somewhere. In the meantime, I'm gonna get these bad boys snug in here. Get these all snugged up. Of course, I need the other socket. Okay, we're gonna get the jack stands out from underneath it. Check the oil one more time. I just slide the jack right up under the control arms on the driver's side first. Snatch that jack stand out from underneath it. Tex, what do you think, buddy? Tex approves. Tex, come here. What's up, my dude? What's up, my dude? Hey, watch it, I don't want to hit you. We just gonna get that one wheel off the ground, see it? Oh, we got a little light. Jack stand is out. Do the same thing to the other side there. Jack stand number 2. Hey, listen, thanks for following along with me this evening or afternoon, whatever it is for you, morning time, and going through this oil change process for this lovely 2019 Volkswagen Atlas that my wife had to buy. Tex and I are saying good night. We'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tex, tell them to like and subscribe right here.